Hello, Bill. What can Sir CEAZOR do for you?
Oh, hello, CEAZOR. Oh, I was wondering if you could help me.
Sure, Bill. What's your problem?
Well, I've got these orders. Nobody's filling them. They just go unfilled.
Interesting. I have just the thing. Go and tell Urbane, and he'll get everything sorted out.
Oh, thank you, CEAZOR. Thank you. I go there right away.
Bill, aren't you forgetting to leave something here on my desk?
Yeah, yes, sorry, CEAZOR, sorry. Bloop.
Hello and welcome to CEAZOR's Snack Sandwich. Today we're on Ethereum taking a look at a very special protocol. I guess you can call it a protocol, but it's a protocol with protocols inside it. I think this is a pretty interesting idea, and I'm going to talk about it first, about the overall protocol, the mother of protocols, so to speak. And then I'm going to talk about one specific protocol, a little bit more depth, and give you an advertisement for a contest that they are holding. Okay, so let's go through that one by one. Now, if you have any questions for me, you can always contact me in my Telegram group here. You can join us. Lots of cool people in here to talk to and find out more about cryptocurrency. Okay, so let's move into the place. The place is called Build Finance. It says a decentralized venture builder owner controlled by the community. So this is a very special, it's kind of like a venture capitalist. You know, they kind of help, different developers with ideas to build new ideas. Now, when you have an idea, you need developers, you need some funds, you need all kinds of stuff. So that's what this protocol basically does, is it helps like DApp ideas off the ground. And of course, it's going to make some money off of those dApps in the future. Now, this is not an individual, it's not somebody with a whole bunch of money, it's actually a DAO, it's a community, and they work together. So this build protocol has built up 3 protocols that are actually working right now, and they're developing a fourth one. So the first thing that they have on this list here is the Metric Exchange, and this is the one I'm going to go into a little bit deeper and show you some of it and talk about it. They have a Down Finance, which is like basically an options trading platform. If you're into options trading, you can check this out. I didn't really look at this at all yet. And Basis Gold, which is a algorithmic stablecoin that's gold pegged and based on the Basis system of, a token and some bonds and so forth. So their community is pretty good, so you can come here, join their Discord community, ask them questions. Basically, if you want to know about any of these products, you can go to this Discord, and all these people, they have channels for each of these products, and they have an overlying community members that can help with the ideas of all of these. So it's pretty interesting, and let's move over to the actual build token and talk a little bit about that. Okay, so here is an article on Build Begins. It's their Medium article, and you can read through this if you want. And this basically describes what I just told you about and talks about the revenue and the governance. So the Build token is basically a token that's going to help you to govern. So voting on products, voting on changes to fees, voting on this kind of stuff, rewards. And then also there should be some sort of revenue coming in the future through staking. If you go back to here, you will see here staking coming soon. So I assume this will be when this staking happens, when you can stake Build tokens, you will get revenue from these other products that produce revenue. So these guys produce revenue because they are products for users, and when they produce revenue, a piece of that will come back to here. They do have this token here called bCred, and this is another token that this protocol uses, and that if you fill one of their bounties, they're going to have all kinds of bounties coming, and if you fill one, then you will get bCred. Now, bCred will be redeemable for DAI. Once they start building up a fairly good inflow of revenue from their products here, then you will be able to redeem bCred for DAI. Now, the token supply here is 100K, but they added in another 30K and some for the developers, and then some for the community to pay for other things that they want to pay for. And the the keys are not burned, as you can see, could be increased through a governance vault. So this is basically the build token that takes care of the build protocol. Okay, now let's move on to the actual one of the products that I wanted to talk about, which was this metric exchange. Now, before I actually start talking about this metric exchange, I'd like to tell you guys that, you know, these guys did approach me and ask me if I would be interested in making a video for them, and I decided I would take a look at it and see what it's like. We didn't agree on any sort of payment or anything, but there's a chance that I might get a donation on the future for this work. So you think about that while you think about, you know, the things that I'm doing or the things that I'm talking about here. So if you come to Metric Exchange, now this is a product that I unfortunately probably won't be too interested in using, mostly because I don't do a whole lot of trading, and but I will give you some examples of what this basically is. It's a very simple, straightforward trading platform that allows you to market and limit. And if you limit, there's another option here that's called hidden game. So I will talk about this when I go into the docs. So there's an order book that you can see the current orders. Now all these orders are like, you know, they will be executed on chain. So this is decentralized. You don't need any KYC to deal with this. You can just place your order and hopefully it will get filled. Now I'm going to talk about the details of the gas and all this kind of stuff when I go through the docs above, and you'll understand better. But as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It's either market sell things or limit, and you know, there are fees and stuff, so we will talk about that later. And you can come here and test this. Like I said, I'm not a trader, so I don't do a whole lot of trading, so I don't know how useful this is or how much, you know, how great it will be for you to use. But let's go into the docs and take a look. Okay, so here are some of the interesting things I found in the metric docs. So the first thing is they have a normal swap fee. That's if you were to just use market swap. If you just wanted to market swap, it would be 0.3%. Okay, now this is on top of the fees that you would lose from the other places that they're aggregating. Now I don't have an entire list of all the places that they aggregate from, but it does say, you know, there are multiple locations like decentralized exchanges, automated market makers. So it's basically kind of like 1 inch. So sort of like 1 inch. And it does have a list here of some of the places it might, and it says many more. So Uniswap, Kyber, Curve, MStable, a whole bunch of places where it could. It doesn't have a full list in here that I could find. And so if you were to swap, you would pay a 0.3 to swap here. Now, if you had metric tokens, 200 of the metric tokens. Now, the metric token is the token of this exchange. So this exchange or this protocol has its own token on top of the build token. So it, you know, the build DAO uses the build token, and the metric DAO uses the metric token. Now, if you have these in your wallet, then the fee will be reduced to 0.1%. Now, I'm told that this is for all aspects of this. If you wanted to use this, or if you wanted to use limit, it would be the same thing. Okay, so this is just a straight swap fee. Okay, so let's go down. Here, order types. There are 3 order types that I talked about already. So market orders. So if you use a market order, it's just like using Uniswap or any other one. You need to approve the token first. You need to pay for swap transaction fees. And then, like I said, you know, you need to pay the fee depending on how many metric you have in your wallet at the time of the swap. Now, next one, if you wanted to make a limit order. Now, what is a limit order? A limit order is like, oh, I want to sell exactly this many tokens at exactly this price. And then you put it in here and it'll sit here and people will come and check and say, oh, I can fill this, or I can fill this, or I want this. And they will come and they will close the order. Okay, they're called the takers. Okay, so limit orders are off chain, so they're using the OX order book. So if you come here, you can see OX tracker. You can come here. This is another protocol that holds a whole bunch of orders already. Okay, they basically, this is their order book, but put into this nice little sleek UI sort of. Okay, so it says you still need to pay for gas for token approvals, and you would need to pay if you canceled a submitted limit order, right? Now, again, if you have 200%, then the fees will be lower as well. Now, they do have this extra thing, hidden order books, which is using Keeper DAO. Now, Keeper DAO, it says it has no gas. no metric fee, so there's none of this fee going on, right? It's filled with, and if the order is filled, then you're rewarded with Rook tokens. Now, the downside of using this is that there is not a huge amount of choices. They only have about 200 tokens, whereas this limit order, as you can see, there are lots and lots and lots of tokens. That's only A, right? So you can type in any odd token that you could think of, and it would probably, you could then swap it. It's basically every single ERC20 token if you were to use limit order. And that pretty much covers this hidden, so there's no gas fees, and you get Rook tokens, okay? Now, it does say here, not supported hardware wallets. Now, what does the metric token do beyond give you some discounts on fees? As it says, all the swapping fees that it is collecting will be given to people who staked these metric tokens. Now, the staking is not live. I couldn't find anywhere to stake it yet, but I guess that will come eventually. The actual metric exchange might have some voting that needs to be done, and that will be done with the metric token and not the build token. And it does say that they are going to get some premium features that the metric token will unlock for people. So that pretty much covers this. I'm not going to go completely into everything. If you really are interested in this, please take a deeper dive into here, read this, go to the Discord and ask more questions. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through this contest that they have coming up for trading. Now, basically, they're going to give out 8,500 metric tokens, which is roughly about $30,000, and 2,000 DAI. So the contest is going to last 10 days, and here are the dates that it's going to start and end. Okay, so there are 3 kinds of tiers of winners. So are there overall winners, which is like 5,000 tokens and 2,000 DAI will be given to the first and down to the 21st of total trading volume over the entire period. So in these 10 days, whoever does the most trading volume will get the biggest piece of this prize. Now, the second kind of prize is 1,500 metric tokens, and those will be divided up by maybe 500, 500, 500, I'm not sure, will be given to the person who makes the largest individual trade, the person who makes the most trades, and, not person, but the wallet, and the wallet that makes the largest metric token trade. Okay, and the last way you can win is if you could win 2,000 metric tokens if you have the largest volume by day. Go for that. If you're a big whale and you want to do some big time trading, you can come and try this out. Okay, now if you have any questions about this, I suggest you go to their Discord. I won't be able to give you more information than what I'm currently showing. So thanks for watching and goodbye.